Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia, hi Felicia.
Hello, Felicia. Welcome.
Hi, Marni.
So, this is a special episode because what's happening is I'm Marni. I'm going away for a long time. I'm flying.
White collar crimes. She's just going away for a little while.
You're chiming in before I'm introducing you.
It's okay.
Casey! That's my surprise guest. Can you let me introduce?
I'm sorry, Marni.
I am flying Casey and Lennon to meet me in San Francisco for a weekend.
They can fly themselves. Well, Casey can fly himself.
Flying them in.
also.
It sounds really fabulous when I say I'm putting them on my private
you're
jet.
right, you're right, yeah.
And I'm flying them in
Sounds
as she
fabulous.
pours her Cosmo. Felicia, you pour it up. So this is a pre-recorded episode. So we're going to do a
lot
special.
can happen between recording and when this airs. So, like, the world could be a totally different place.
You're
We
right.
wouldn't even
So,
know.
Right. Oh,
so
God, yeah.
hopefully everyone's safe this weekend. But my special guest is, and he ruined it, is my husband, Casey Ellis.
He didn't ruin anything.
I ruin everything.
He ruined nothing.
Felicia loves Casey. Actually, what would be funny
goes
is,
both ways.
Felicia, you were hesitant about Casey when I was dating him. This is a funny story. Casey's like, what?
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you know, I had to
Felicia's
prove
dying
myself.
right now. Well, I think you were hesitant because it was he was in California.
Number
and he
one.
wasn't Jewish.
No, that really,
It
that
didn't
does,
matter.
That
It
does
didn't
not matter
matter.
to me. That really doesn't.
But I just think it wasn't Casey wasn't who she expected.
Right.
But he really did prove
Expect the
himself.
But he's
unexpected.
better than anybody, and my friends adore
Love him.
you.
They love him. So this special
I'm blushing.
episode is we're doing a topic that I think many couples deal with, which is the
grapple with.
grapple with. Yeah, I like
that?
this.
I like grapple.
Like watching shows with their partners, the slow binge versus the binge. Casey and I, if we have any arguments, it's always about television. Casey thinks, tell me if this is right. You think I have this checklist and I just want to get through shit.
Right. Well, we watch TV for different reasons, right?
Okay,
Like,
let's go. Tell me what the reasons are.
Call me old-fashioned, but I believe that marriage is a sacred bond between two people in which they're contractually obligated to
Felicia's dying.
to watch the same television shows.
What year were you born in?
You think we're so you want to
1950s.
watch Vanderpump Rules in the Valley?
No.
Right.
Which is breaking
understand.
records?
No,
That's shit,
I know.
Marni.
It is breaking records.
I know, but I'm saying those shows are really shitty.
Oh, I know. That's the point.
I know,
Like,
but
this is not a
Casey
marriage.
can't
Well,
Casey can't watch
I'm
that.
joking,
He loves
but
Jack
my, I obviously have your own life, do your own thing with your reality shows. But when there's a show when there's overlapping interest, I don't want to feel rushed. And like
Okay.
I want to watch a show with my wife, like I don't know,
Casually.
Three Body Problems.
Okay,
or-
so lo and behold, 3 Body Problems. I guess the conflict or the fight is the slow binge versus the binge, right? I don't
What's the
want
hurry?
because after a month, I'm over the show. Like the hot topic is.
Once it's not being discussed in the.
I love a
See,
good.
I'm not watching it to be up on the water
I
cooler
am.
conversation.
I am.
I'm watching it to enjoy a television show.
I guess that's the difference between you and I. I think a lot of the reasons why, like, I was like, we have to watch Game of Thrones the night it airs when it happened, was because in the crew van on the way to set, every fucking Monday, Tuesday, we would discuss Game of Thrones.
Look, I'm a hairstylist, so these conversations come up all the time. I'm constantly having content-related
Oh my
conversations,
God, this
but
is
I don't
so
feel
true.
I don't feel this like anxious need to check it off. Like I can't. Marni will literally wake up at 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I'm gonna watch Vanderpump or whatever it is because she's got to check it off the list.
That this podcast has not helped.
No, it hasn't. All it's done is like reinforced
And
your
make us
impulses.
more anxious.
No, it
I have
justifies
homework.
it to her because
I have
that
homework.
is odd behavior. But now she's like, well, it's my homework. I'm doing this for
Right.
Well, like for instance, we started The Wire,
Right.
and now I'm like, yeah, we stopped watching it because we can't fucking get through it. Look at Felicia's
but
face.
I don't-
You're
I don't
watching
think
The
there's
Wire
anything-
now?
We never did The Wire.
That's like a million years ago.
Mom, it's a classic.
It is a classic.
It's
Absolutely.
Did you do The Wire?
I did in the beginning. Absolutely.
What happened? Did you? Oh my God! Did you fast forward for the finale?
No, because it was it was the whole jail thing, but the
Yeah,
guys,
I love
and
jail.
all the guys
Clearly, I like jail.
are now in Law and Order. Over the years, those guys that, if you pay attention, a lot of them
Yes.
that were on The Wire before Law
Yes.
and Order even started
There were
are now
You know who also was in the first season of The Wire, and we never.
Stabler.
Michael B. Jordan, Creed.
Oh,
Michael B. Jordan as a kid.
Oh, had to be a kid.
Is in a gang.
Wait a minute. I think he was also on a soap opera. I think he was on All My Children. If you look him up, you might see
See, I
that.
don't feel like we gave up on The Wire.
We didn't give up on it. Other shit happened. My thing is like
The Wire's so good.
I know,
But that's not water cooler conversation.
No,
There's
that-
no
so that's-
anxious need to
I
watch
agree,
The
but
Wire.
like,
It's
if
been
you're
out
right,
forever.
you're right,
So
you're
like,
right,
we
you're
can
right.
just
No,
have
no,
the
no,
show
no, no.
when there's nothing else to watch.
And there were a
Let's
lot
just
of
go on.
seasons.
yes, but for me, it's like we don't even remember now. We got through 4 or 5 episodes, and now how?
You don't have to remember.
Yeah,
There's
it's not a
nothing to
race.
remember.
Yes, there is.
No, there's and the guy from a commercial, by the way. One of the
Ma,
insurance-
talk into
wait,
the
wait.
mic. This is
One
what
of
you
the
do. When we have a guest,
Wait. What
she
is it?
talks away from
Wait,
the mic.
the actor who's
Yes.
doing one of the insurance commercials, and I can't remember if it was Allstate or whatever.
The guy who's also in Rescue Me,
Yes, I think so.
the white dude. Not,
Yes.
not Palmer. That's 24.
Anyway,
No, I mean, look, I enjoyed The Wire. At no point was I like, oh, we're
No, but I
abandoning
just feel
ship
like we
here.
give
But like,
shit up. Also, I love you, but like you're down to like 6 Feet Under is our top show.
that's my favorite show of all time.
Casey's will rewatch.
Okay.
Like, he's
I'm currently doing
rewatching.
Okay,
a rewatch.
okay.
But like that's.
look,
you-
he's allowed.
I know he's allowed, but
I
we
don't
could be
have the
watching other
time to watch
things.
midday. So for me, I have.
Are you
one,
saying I got time to watch midday?
I don't know what you do. All I know is sometimes
I'm working.
I have an hour from like putting the boy down to when I fall asleep, hour or two. So, like, if you're not around, I'm going to watch 6 Feet Under. But if we have a show
As you
we're,
should, but
we're
Marnie probably
watching,
has seen all of this.
if we have a show a current show we're watching, we'll watch it.
Okay, so-
if there's nothing to currently watch, we'll watch The Wire.
Right. As you should, by the way.
But
It's
Marnie's
really
thing
good.
is Marnie will always say, well, like, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep watching ahead. You catch up. And I'm
Well, I
like,
did
when am
that
I
with
going to
Apples
catch up?
Never Fall, and
with
you
my
did,
1 to 2
and you
hours.
did catch up.
Are you going to do a rewatch? Like,
Hells to the no.
exactly.
But
So
you
if you
did catch
watch
up.
ahead on
You
what?
But that's
Apples
a lot
Never-
easier
you
than
were-
The Wire. The Wire is like
No, no, no,
we
no,
did
I'm not
apples.
doing
No.
seasons. It's a lot of
I did.
seasons.
I was able to catch up with Apples Never Fall because you were away.
Right.
I used my 1 to 2 hours of TV watching to catch up. I can't do that if you've already watched ahead. This is the biggest problem in our marriage. I'm telling you,
That
this
should be
is-
the biggest, and that, by the way, should be the biggest problem.
It is.
I know.
Is it? That's great. This is a great problem to have. So my theory, not my theory, but my thinking with 3 body problems, and this is airing while I'm away, like I'm thinking to myself, we got to finish this by the time I go away. Because if I am away for 2 weeks, by the time I come home, it's like I forget.
Do you
I'm over
remember
it.
though? There was a time. I feel like it was when we first started dating that culturally you didn't watch without like if there was like a buzzed about show, you watched it with your significant other.
Can you give me an example?
Well,
Because there was no Netflix. when
like
you
Lost.
started dating.
When you and I were watching like the
right.
last
You're
season
right.
of Lost,
Yes.
You're right.
we had
Yes.
to watch it together.
That's right.
And it would have been like infidelity if one of us watched it without the other one. There was like a
There is times
I
where
don't
I'm
know
like, I cheated on
the
you.
moral
Right. I
fabric
agree.
of this
You're
of our
right.
society crumbles, and everybody's a free for all. Everybody's watching whatever they want, and like that's
You're right, but this was the day, that time was DVR and TiVo.
Right. It felt like cheating if you had watched Lost without
Yes,
me. There was
yes.
definitely more of like,
We
I don't
did
know,
love Lost.
I agree.
What changed where people just feel more like
because when they release, especially all the episodes at one time, and which they did
You're
not
right.
do with Lost,
This is the
it was
obviously.
more of an
issue.
event when it was week to week.
Right, week
That's-
to week. There was nothing you could.
And that's why Curb we're doing together.
There's
It's
also
week
well,
to week.
right. But
It's
there's
week
also
to
more
week. You're right.
options,
When
right?
all
Like
the
people are
episodes-
watching more like on their commutes because now you can watch on your phone.
Yeah,
but
right.
in 2010, you had to
No,
be in
there
front of your
wasn't. Right,
television,
right.
And it was more of like
You're
a
right.
gathering. But I think
But I think this is an issue. It's when they drop all the episodes.
it becomes a binge.
just like
Yeah.
the 3 body parts. I was
Mom,
shocked.
it's 3 body problems.
Sorry, I can't remember names, but it was a really good show. It was 8 episodes.
Yeah.
What do you?
We're on.
we fell asleep during 4.
we might be done by the time this airs.
We will be done. We
Yeah.
have to be done. We have to be done.
See how it goes. I have some 6 Feet Under to watch.
We have to be done. What was another show that we watched like
In those days,
for our marriage?
God, I
We
don't
did
know.
Game of Thrones and we did
24
Lost.
was big when we were dating.
But 24, I remember I started like I actually had the DVDs. I had the DVDs of
I remember
24.
renting yeah. Wow.
You rented?
I had to
the
rent it.
DVDs? So maybe we started 24 like on a later season.
It was not. At
I
the
don't
beginning.
remember us doing 24 together. Maybe the later season.
Maybe that wasn't you.
I love 24. Ha 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 ha. And you never did Mad Men. I binged that
I
on
never did Mad
I
Men.
binged it by myself on my commute.
Wait, but did you ever watch Mad Men?
No.
That's a
You
show that
tried?
I've tried
Okay.
like 2 or 3 times.
You didn't love it.
I
For
think
you.
I would love it. I just didn't give it my
Got it.
My full
Your
attention.
full attention. Right.
Right. So
So is there something you want to say to me?
what that
Are you disappointed in our marriage? Like if we went to couples therapy, this would come up,
this
wouldn't
would
it?
be the big. This would be a biggie. Yeah.
Can you imagine that would be the bit with TV?
So Felicia, did you and Barry watch shows together?
we
Because I know you didn't.
because Barry watched shows that I just couldn't
Like History Channel,
history
boxing.
I have great memories of like
and the show that
sitting with Barry
right,
and the
out in
and it was
the
always
open, and
Military
everybody was-
Channel or History Channel. A lot of docs.
and he's allowed. But there were times, if you remember, Queer as Folk,
Yeah.
the original, the
Okay.
first one,
Showtime.
Daddy did enjoy that,
Oh,
and
so
we
would
watched
you
that
like
together.
you'd watch that together.
Yes, and Andy's Watch What Happens Live at Night.
Barry watched. What?
Yes, he did.
Okay,
he did.
you just
Something that he
dropped a
watched.
bomb. I did not know
I like
that.
to drop bombs. About
Was he ever like, don't watch this without me?
No.
It's a different era. Was
Daddy was downstairs. I was upstairs.
Exactly. And there are a lot
See,
of
I think
times.
in a perfect world, that's what Marnie would want.
That is a
I want Casey out
yeah.
watching a show. I say to him, like, look, if you want to watch a baseball game, I have no problem going to the other room. We have a lot of televisions. Like, I could go anywhere. Also, there's times if he's watching something, I'll watch a fucking show on my phone in the bed. I just got to get the headphones. Like, and I just want to say, I don't think we're the only ones. I think a lot of people.
That's why this episode's really going to resonate with people.
I think a lot of people go through this.
Right.
couples.
Yeah, I think couples, roommates, maybe roommates.
Maybe.
You know? So, like, I think
Right.
this is a thing.
This is a thing.
This is a thing.
It's a thing. It is.
So, you guys, I hope, I don't know what's going on this week, but I'm going to pray that I watched all the things, all the shows that I usually watch. But I will say this, there are a lot of shows coming out this current week. Are you ready for this?
Yes, go for it.
Elizabeth Moss has a new show coming out this
Yeah, I
week
saw that.
on FX. It's a thriller called The Veil. How does Homegirl have time to do this and Handmaid's Tale?
I don't. Is Handmaid's
It's
Tale
gonna come
done
back.
or is it
It's
not
coming
done?
back.
I don't know.
It's coming back.
Okay, it is coming back, but she's done filming it.
Felicia.
Yes.
There's another show coming out. So,
Yes.
by the way, Elizabeth Moss is coming out on the 13th. If you haven't seen the trailer for this next show, this is very you. Anytime I see like Asian actors, I'm like, this is so Felicia. There's a show coming out on HBO called The Sympathizer with Robert Downey Jr., Sandra Oh, and a man whose name I can't pronounce. Oi Exunde. I probably butchered that. And
We'll fix it in post.
I think
Wow.
you need to watch the trailer. Yeah. The lead is Asian. Nope. The lead, I believe, is Vietnamese. And I hope I'm right. That's April 14th.
Which is in Asia, so you're right.
Yeah, okay.
And we love Robert Downey.
I love him.
So I think you might like this show. It's called The Sympathizer.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And by the time this airs, you might know about it.
Okay, good.
April 17th is a show called Under the Bridge on Hulu with Lily Gladstone, who's everywhere right now, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Riley, I butcher her last name, Riley Koff.
And what
Elvis's granddaughter.
And what is Under the Bridge? Always, for some reason, I keep thinking of
It's
the
about
Brooklyn Bridge.
well, I always think about the Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Oh, boy.
But I love her because she was in Daisy Jones.
Jones?
And I love
All right,
Daisy
so
Jones.
is that
so
what-
that's about it's Hulu. It's about the hidden world of teenagers accused of a savage murder reveals startling truths about the unlikely killer.
I got to tell you, I don't know if I'm going to be
Sounds
able to watch
uplifting.
that.
No, I think this show this week for you is The Sympathizer.
Yes.
Okay, with Robert Downey. I don't see you
And that's
watching
HBO.
Yeah, Max. You get HBO because
Right.
Felicia hasn't cut the cord.
Oh,
Right.
boy.
We
That's
talk
a
about
whole other bonus episode.
Well, we could discuss it really quick. What I'm realizing with cutting the cord, we cut the cord. And by the way, that was like a huge decision for me. I did a lot of research about it. But for those that have not cut the cord and still have cable, they also have to pay for all the streaming apps anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So your bill is over $200. Well off.
Absolutely. Yes.
Where our bill is the same cost as cable, but we just aren't now paying for cable plus the streaming apps.
But what I can get rid of, and I'm just too lazy to make the phone call, is DVR. I don't need DVR anymore because everything it seems like
so that's your
Hulu,
box. That'll
yeah,
save you what?
yeah.
That'll save her like $11.
Well, I mean,
a month,
whatever it
is. That
is.
a month? Felicia,
yeah,
I'll make
it's a
that phone
month.
call for you. You don't need those DVRs
I know.
anymore.
I
You
mean,
don't need DVRs because it's antiquated. Because if you're gonna
my
if
God.
you need live
It is.
television, go with Hulu Live or
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
TV.
yeah.
Because
But a lot
it's
of people are
cloud-based
scared to
DVRs,
do
and
that.
boxes.
Okay,
Why?
people my age are very nervous about it because if there's a problem with all the streaming,
if they can't log in,
if we right,
It's true.
And
How are
we
you
need
guys
to wait
getting
for our
logged
kids to-
out so much? That's why I was like, why are they kicking
every time
people?
something restarts,
I
it
rarely do I
happens.
ever have to. But I feel like every other week I hear that there's
I get why the people your age are scared. And my brother,
Right.
who's 45, 47, 48,
48.
he's scared.
Yes.
So anybody above the age of 45 is scared to get rid of the cable. But you're right. We should get rid of your.
DVR. I don't need it.
You got anything else?
I think we showed
Well-
everybody our marriage issues. I think we're out there.
Wow. TV. Can you imagine?
All right, guys. So listen, we will be back next week with a normal, regular episode. Hopefully I have time to watch shows while away.
You're going to have to send me the shows to watch this week
Copy.
because I can't remember.
I will. And we will be back for more. And Casey will continue to get those.
And by the way, Casey will now, because Marnie will be away, he will have time to watch whatever he wants.
Oh, thank God.
That's
Yay.
a great
It
segue.
is.
What
It
are
is.
you going to be watching
Whatever he wants.
this week while I'm away?
God, I'll be
What
watching.
are you doing besides 6 Feet Under reruns?
I'm probably going to do a lot of The Wire.
Oh, you should. You're going to love it.
He's joking. He's saying that to piss me off.
Oh, okay.
He's saying that to piss me off.
Sorry. Okay.
yeah.
So I think you're going to be with baseball.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is great.
All right.
And watching the
Oh,
Boy.
and Casey and Lennon binge The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Which is a great binge.
so talk to me. How many seasons of The Simpsons are there?
I think there's 34.
What season are you and Lennon on?
Lennon and I are currently in season 22.
Unfucking believable. Let me ask you a question. Lennon is 8. Does he get it, or does half of it go up like over his head?
There are things that like
Are you hoping he doesn't get
I
it?
hope he doesn't get. It's
Well, this is kind of like when Felicia took me to see Dirty Dancing. I didn't get the abortion.
you say one word, we're leaving. No, but like what's interesting watching The Simpsons now is he's cooking through them. So I'm like seeing
like
two
he'll
out of
even
everything.
watch it without you.
Yeah.
He loves
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
He watches that all the time without Casey. He watches it with me, and I don't hate it, and I hate it.
Well, what's interesting for me is I was 8 years old when The Simpsons came out in '89,
were you?
and I would watch it. It was like,
that
but that was like
is
the most risque
interesting.
thing on TV.
Right.
That was it. Like there was no like there was that and Married with Children, and like you were either
Right.
a household that was allowed to watch it or you weren't. But The Simpsons, I loved. I remember the first few seasons so well, and then I naturally stopped watching it. So rewatching it now, there were definitely seasons that were stronger than others. But what's interesting is watching the world change while they stay the same age.
Right.
So I'm watching it relating to all the 80s references, and you're watching it through the 90s. Now I'll like randomly look it up. He's in season 22. I think that aired in 2010. So you think about it, like where you were in 2010 when this was airing, and like they all have cell phones. And like the world changes around them,
Right.
but they're all exactly the same. So it's a great binge, and I'm enjoying it. Lennon loves it.
And they make predictions.
And they make a lot of eerie predictions that came true.
Wow.
Like President Trump.
They predicted Trump to the point where there was like they have side by sides of like Trump waving from an escalator, and The Simpsons had that lined up
Crazy.
shot.
What
like
else
10 years before.
did they predict the pandemic?
They did. There was a whole
Really?
there was a whole thing
what else,
about
what else did they
yeah.
predict?
You'd have to look it up. There's an incredible amount of
really
predictions The
wild.
Simpsons made years before it happened. So.
And there's a lot of celebrity cameos.
Oh, it was like a thing it was like a thing to do was to be on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It still is. Like now that it's on Disney, they have all these
It's all
shorts.
right, it's on
like Billie
Disney.
Eilish just did The Simpsons like last year.
Felicia's
Right.
like,
So
oh, maybe
it's
I'll
still
see
like
that
a thing.
episode.
It's still a thing to be a part of.
Well, thanks for being a part of our podcast for this bonus episode. Everyone did love your bonus episode where you retold a story about your point of view when Felicia saw and jumped over hurdles to see Harrison Ford and Calista Flockhart. If you haven't heard that, go back. Thank you for being a great producer, editor. Casey edits all of the episodes. He stays up till midnight, edits them. He puts together the sound effect board, and it's like super.
I'm gonna put a lot of work into this one because I want to sound as good as possible.
Right.
You're going to add sound effects?
All over the place.
How about
just
thanking him for
inappropriate
being
sound
such
effects.
a great husband?
Thank you for being such a great husband and father.
Yes.
Wow.
Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
My Felicia, bye Felicia.